A very good afternoon, Team Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to take a look on what is happening in the nation Zimbabwe. And our network is quite slow because of the weather conditions, but I hope and believe that we'll be able to do this live program. Advocate Noson Chamisa has said something which is shocking. We have seen the political side unfolding for a very long time. Noson Chamisa has never responded to some issues, but he has taken time to respond this time around, and he has responded wisely. And he says, not all storms. So this is something which is key right here. He says, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Be blessed. So if you look at this statement from Advocate Noson Chamisa, it's a very, very, very clear statement. Pane message iri kutaurwa nemukuru. I have seen a lot of people asking, we have seen the decimation of the opposition. What's next? We have seen you leaving e.t.c. What's next? This is the answer. The political path or the political way of the opposition was disrupted by Emmerson Mnangagwa and his team. But that is clearing the path of Nelson Chamisa to power. I'm going to explain to you. I have seen so many people arguing, my general this and that. To whose benefit are these generals perishing? Do you think God is allowing these generals to perish for mahala? No. God is allowing these generals to perish because a way has to be created for Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Who stopped Nelson Chamisa to take over in 2018? My general. Who stopped Chamisa from taking over in 2023? My general. Which means whatever is happening to them in between must face the music. Who stopped the opposition? My general. Because kanakuya is nakuya. There is no way Robert Mugabe and this team were going to win the elections no matter the circumstances. So if you look at what they have done, these are people who have destroyed livelihoods right here in Zimbabwe. And right now, Mnangagwa is being used by God to decimate the plans of the generals so that they clear the way and they clear the path for Nelson Chamisa. Look, when they speak, vanenge vachizvirova matundundu vachitaura kuti takabva kuhondo takarwa hondo nyika ino haizotongwe nasina kurwa hondo haizotongwe neopposition. The current Zimbabwe National Army commander said it clearly ari kunyanga uko kutaura kuti ZANU-PF haisi kuzobva pachigaro tichadi, which means their plans as the general kuramba vachichinjana to rotate paleadership ipapo vachiramba vachingochinjana kusvika taota vachingotora mafamo vachingodii zvese ndezvavo kusvika tapfidza sevana veZimbabwe. But it must come a point where we agree that enough is enough. It must come a point where the people will say enough is enough. This is the meaning of this statement from President Nelson Chamisa. Whatever which is happening politically is something which was long overdue. Because when God has his own plans, and as a human being, you try to stand in the paths, you will face the consequences, and everything will not go down well with you. So whatever which is happening right here, it's a clear indication of God's wrath upon these men who call themselves generals. So look at them. Look at how they are being humiliated left, right, and center. Look at how they are shivering. You know, they try to maintain brave faces. But to be honest with you, these are the people who have failed us as a nation, my general. They have failed us as a nation. Why? It's because they are so drunken with the power to an extent they don't care about anything else. They care about themselves. They care about being called ministers, presidents, this and that. You are so powerful within the military. You want also to be powerful in the civilian life. That is not how you run a country. Stick to your professions. Let others run the country for the benefit of the people. You earn much respect. We can't have a nation inonzi haitongwe nevanhu vasina kuenda kuhondo. Kana mimi vakaenda kuhondo mukapera, ichatongwa nani nyika? I have seen to my association turikugadzirwa navapfana vanhu vemawo veteran vari kutotaura kuti isisu tiri vanhu vemawo veteran tatouya tiri kuda kuti hurumende itipe mari itifande, it must sponsor the children of the war veterans. Why should our taxes sponsor the children of the war veterans? Vakapiwa ma 50,000 1999 vakabenefita, vakatenga dzimba, vakatenga dzimota, vamwe vakadya mari, maprazi vakatora, ndo vane land. Ike zvine land is about to be privatized. Vopiwa land ivo nemataito kudzimba dzavo. They still want to take money through taxes atiri kubhadhara. Vachiti vana vemakomrades vanofanira benefita. Asina kukurwa hondo ndiani kuti isu vanambuya vedu vaibikira makomrades isu. Vanasekuru vedu isu vaibikira makomrades isu. Vachienda nesadza, vachienda vachinojibhira, vachiita zvakasiyana siyana. So many times vakabombwa, so many times vakapona nepaburi retsono. Ino mbuya vangu nasekuru vangu vakaponera murukova. Ndege dzauya dzikabomba rimwe base kukafiwa, vakuenda to the other base vakaponera murukova. It happened. Vakaponera mvura. So how should you benefit a man asina chaakaita yet vanambuya vedu they were never recognized after the liberation struggle? Kungonzi uyai munyoresa vana Chimhwido nana Mujibha, vanasekuru vangu vakatozosvika pakufa vasina chavabenefita, vachingonzi uyai munyorese chete. Since 1980 vachingonyoresa. So when you see these things happening, they are happening purpose and for a reason. Our country is being held back nevanhu vanozviti macomrade. Our country is being held back nevanhu vanozviti takarwa hondo, who believe kuti they are entitled to power, who believe kuti ndo vanofana kuramba vari pazvigaro narini, which is wrong. When are we going to sit down and agree that it's time for change to happen for the good of the nation, pursue the vision of that nation? Why are we not developing our country? Macomrades, sei musiri kurima, ndimi magenerals mune land, sei musiri kurima muchifidha nyika. Muri kutadza kufidha nyika, muri kutadza kurima, muchazoigona sei kana mapinda power? What are you going to change? You are failing to change things, even in the barracks. Our soldiers cannot manufacture their own guns. Our soldiers, our military cannot manufacture anything. We have never heard about anything which was manufactured by the military. Kuti vakagadzira mota yakati, vakagadzira. You are always importing. We are failing to transform your military into a first-class military. But you want to lead a country. How are you going to be able to lead more than 16 million people? Because murukutadza vashoma varipo. What if vari kuSouth Africa vakadzoka vese vakatekeshera nenyika yese? If they come back to Zimbabwe, what are you going to do? So it's high time we agree that whatever which is happening in Zimbabwe right now, it's necessary. Yes, it's evil. To kill each other is evil, but sometimes God does things vachidzorera kuti imi makambourayawo vana Ndira, makauraya vana Dzamara, makauraya vana Lenmo Jongwe, chimbonzwaiwo marwadziro azvinoitwa kuurayiwa muchichemwa nemhuri dzenyu mafa. That is it. Morgan Tsvangirai was poisoned the same way you are now being poisoned. The same path yamakafambisa vamwe nayo maakufambawo nayo. Saka shona inoti muzivi wenzira yeparuware ndiye mufambi wayo. I know that proverb ine meaning yayo iri different, but muzivi wenzira yeparuware ndiye mufambi wayo. Muzivi wepoison ndiye mudyi wayo. Because of what you have created The same path you know very well of killing others. Ipapo ndo pamuri kurowerwa panzira iyoyo. Ndo pamuri kutewa ipapo. Why? Is because God is clearing the path for his servant to lead Zimbabwe, for his own men to come and lead Zimbabwe into prosperity, so that Zimbabwe becomes an industrial hub, a technology hub. It becomes the hub of Africa. If from 1980, this government, these people of ZANU-PF, if they had taken governance seriously, that is Zimbabwe, one of the world-class countries across the world. That is Zimbabwe, fully developed. But Zimbabwe is not developed up to this day because of greedy people who call themselves apparatus yakabva kuhondo. So personally, I don't sympathize with them. Let them finish each other and let Zimbabwe be free for everyone. So I agree with President Advocate Nelson Chamisa that no storms, not all storms come to disrupt your life, but some they come to clear your path. And whatever we are seeing right now within ZANU-PF, the path is being cleared. Because the more they terminate each other, the more they clash, the more they take out each other, the more we are left with less vicious people. Because my generals ane naro acho ndo ari kubuda one by one. Vane naro vacho ivavo, vane misoro yakaoma, ndo vari kubuda one by one. Which means it's a path which is being cleared for a new leader to emerge and lead Zimbabwe. If we have a constitution, if you, the generals, are being guided accordingly by the constitution, what stops you from respecting the constitution and respect anenge aelectwa nevanhu? Fazi yakauya ikavhiringidza zvinhu, makatarisa magenerals, muripo magenerals, fazi ichivhiringidza zvinhu, ichivhiringidza election, vanhu vachimhanyiswa, vanhu vachirohwa, vanhu vachivhundudzirwa, vanhu vachiunganidzwa musi wekuvhota, vachivhota vakaita zvikwata. Magenerals maizviziva, but makaramba makanyarara. What is your role when the most powerful people are abusing power? Imi role yenyu semagenerals ndeyei? Why is it that you failed to bring order to that election, to bring sanity unto the election? So when you die like flies, the same way you want us to die, it's God who is doing his own things, who is cleansing everything and anything. So each and every crooked path shall be cleansed. I have seen a lot of people vati pera mweya Chamisa wacho atichamunzwisise. No, it's time for God to do what he has come to do. Let me make you understand this. When David was still a boy, he was heading his father's sheep. He went to see his brothers to bring them food. And he said, who is this man who is blaspheming against God? And he went to fight Goliath. He was not even a boy of age to fight in a war. So if you read between the lines, David had been already anointed, or had been already ordained as the new king of Israel. If you read between the anointment of David and the day he became king, there are 15 or more years between that period, because he became king at 30 years. And he was anointed whilst he was still a boy. So if you are a boy, if you read through, you can actually see that he was at least, he was not more than 15 years by that time. He was not more than 15 years because he was still a boy. So for those who are running things, Nelson Chamisa is a man who has been anointed to lead this country. But he's not yet there because there are certain things which are being cleared by the Lord himself. It's not David who took out Saul. It's God who took out Saul and all the dependents of Saul, who could have become kings later on. If you look at this thing, David became the king of Judah. And the other tribes were led by the son of Saul for quite a time, for around 2 years. So during that period, that son was also assassinated. And then it was agreed that all tribes of Israel should come now under one man called David. That is how he became the king of Israel and Judah. So look at that so that you understand this. David was anointed to lead the whole nation, but it took him 30 years to become president. It took him another additional 2 years for him to become the king of the whole nation. God is working his way out. God is clearing the path for Advocate Nelson Chamisa to power. Nelson Chamisa, if he had become president, Tine Nubudze says it was going to be very difficult for him to achieve anything, because he was going to be sabotaged left, right, and center. And those are the people who are being removed. Some of them muchaona kuti pachachanduka nyika havagari munyika vachamhanya zvekumhanya zviya. Why? It's because that is how God is designing it. So we don't need to rush. Let us trust in God, put our things in order. President Nelson Chamisa is not sleeping. He is putting things to order in each and every area, making very valuable conducts in and without. That is what is very important. Putting together his team, a team of trustworthy men who can fight for change, men who can fight for the people, not for themselves. So this is it. This is the kind of leadership we need. The shepherd kind of leadership, which fights for its own sheep. Not yatinayo chikwata chokuti shumba dzinouya dzigodya makwai vakatarisa. People are perishing through accidents. People are perishing through lack of hospitals, through sicknesses, through hunger. But they don't even care. What they care about is ndiana chapinda next. Who is next? They don't care about the economy. Varipo kudaro havasi kufunga kuti toita sei tigadzirise nyika. Vari kufunga kuti 2030 anenge aripo ndiani. What kind of a people are that? So this is it in Zimbabwe, and this is it. I love President Advocate Nelson Chamisa because he is doing the right thing, and let us continue to pray for him. Let us continue to pray for him. When you see Nelson Chamisa announcing his comeback, you see new things, you see a new direction, you see the kind of politics we've never seen in Zimbabwe. You start to see new things happening in our political arena. And that is going to then usher in a new direction, new trajectory, and change as a whole in the nation Zimbabwe. It is what it is, Team Zimbabwe. I do not know your thoughts, how you view this statement from President Nelson Chamisa, how you interpret it, but I have given you my own interpretation. At this point in time, Emerson Mnangagwa is clearing the path for Nelson Chamisa. Saka mukanzwa vachiti 2030 chipo musanyanya kubatikana because vanenge vasipo havo, but he is unknowingly creating something new for a new great Zimbabwe to happen. Thank you very much everyone for coming.